With Battlefield 6 releasing, there's a lot of tips and tricks that might give people the advantage out there that maybe they're not aware of. I'm gonna try to make this video as short as possible, but we got a lot of information to go over. So let's get into it. First things first, reviving. You got to revive. I don't know how many times I went through the beta and I noticed a lot of people skipping right over bodies and they support. You gotta revive your teammates. In Battlefield 6, you got tickets. You got tickets in most of the game modes. If you reviving people, that's one less ticket that'll be in the enemy's favor. As simple as it sounds to revive people, it's not that simple. Reviving is a tactical move. You see, with reviving, you got to be smart. You can't just go around reviving everybody or else you're going to get a team wipe. You're going to get yourself killed, you're going to get your teammates killed, and that's going to be the end of it. So what you want to do is you want to think logically. If you're in a hostile environment and you got to do something quick, you need to do the quick revive. Just press the button, revive somebody, get them up, and they right back in action. They do get up with half health when you do a quick revive, so you got to be aware of this. Now what you can do is if you got it to where you're in a safer environment, you can hold it to where you'll revive, and then you'll go ahead and you'll get them up at 100% health, which is, like I said, depending on the situation. If it's hostile, you want to go quick. If it's neutral and you're good, you want to go ahead and pick them up real quick and get them at 100% health. Now, another thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you're clearing the area. Don't just go ahead and revive somebody just because they down. Make sure the area is clear. Make sure it's not somebody around. Because like I said, you can get team wiped if you just go willy-nilly trying to revive everybody, trying to be Superman and shit, alright? Another thing, you want to revive under smoke. If you're a support, sometimes people want to use flash grenades, they want to use regular grenades, that's cool. But one of the most useful tools as a support is a smoke grenade. Yeah, it can be annoying to be going through smoke all the time, but if you're reviving people in smoke, you got way more cover and you're gonna be a way better benefit to your team if you're doing so. Next up, we got vehicles. Now I know a lot of people want to try the vehicles, they want to try the tank, they want to try the jet, the helicopter, and that's cool. You bought the game, you should be able to play it, do your thing, that's cool. But if you're just dying over and over again, you 3 and 20 and you using the jet and you just taking up space and nobody good can actually get it, come on, bruh. It's time to go ahead and pass that to a real nigga. Pass that shit up to somebody who know what the hell they doing. It's veterans out here who could be going 60 and 2, but you going, you know, your little kill streak. You got 1 kill, so you feel like you good. No, pass that up, man. One thing that is a big no-no, a lot of veterans know this, is vehicle bailing. Don't do it, bruh. I repeat, don't do it. I don't know how many times during the beta I seen people vehicle bailing. And if you're not familiar with that, let me give you a picture. Let me put this picture in your mind. Your team only get 2 tanks. They team get 2 tanks. Your teammate is getting blown up. So his health to the tank is low. He bails out of the tank and the enemy player jumps out of his tank while somebody else is already occupying that tank with him, and they get in your teammate's tank. So now they got 3 tanks to our 1 tank. That is vehicle bailing. Don't do it. All you're doing is ruining the fact that we don't have enough tanks now and they got more tanks until we destroy theirs. You're giving the enemy team an unnecessary advantage that ain't gonna help us out at all. Please do not bail. Sync with the ship. I repeat, go down with the ship, bruh. We'd rather you just go ahead and have a lower KD than the enemy team having more vehicles than us, and then everybody KD is messed up. Think about that. So don't bail, bruh. Just go ahead and die. Next up, we got marking. You see something, mark it. You see an enemy tank, mark that motherfucker. You see a jet, mark that motherfucker. You see a sniper, you better mark that motherfucker. Cause this game is no joke with sniping right now. And we know this, but we played the beta. They did minimal adjustments, but that ain't enough. Snipers is finna be no joke. If you see something and you can't get to it, tag it so that the next sniper can take that thing out. That's why we mark. So it's very important to mark anything. If you can't get to something you see You see a landmine somewhere and you can't get to it, mark it. That way the tank know not to run over it. Because sometimes we be in the heat of the moment and we just moving real fast, boom, everybody dead. Tickets matter, man, so you can save lives just by marking. So go ahead and do that if you can. Now, to some of you, this might be common sense, but for the people who don't understand, this Battlefield is nothing to play with. You gotta keep your head on a swivel. Be aware of your surroundings, because snipers are in every little nook and cranny, and that glint is not always visible. So you definitely want to be aware of that, especially when you're laying down prone trying to get your teammate up. That sniper is waiting for you to do that. I know I am whenever I'm sniping, so be aware of that. Keep your head on a swivel. Also, tanks. Sometimes there's a lot of explosives going around, a lot of bullets flying, and you don't know a tank is creeping up on you to wipe out you, your team, and everybody else. So you definitely want to look out for that. Also, keep your eyes up to the sky sometimes. Some of these maps are open, and you got helicopters looming around, waiting for you to get in position so that they can take you out. Take out your tank, take out the helicopter, take out whatever. You definitely want to be aware of that, because they're very sneaky. I know I done snuck up on a few people messing around with the jet. You may think the jet is something to play with. It's not. It's taking out enemy infantry. It's taking out your team infantry. They ain't nothing to play with in this battlefield. Assuming that this battlefield has locked weapon classes, like I hope they do, I'm gonna go into the classes and exactly how you can play them to be as much as effective as possible for your team. Now, we got support. Support is not all about getting kills. You need to be throwing down health packs, you need to be throwing down ammo, and you need to be reviving. It's as simple as that. Your support. Support your team as much as possible. Recon. You should be spotting everything that you can, especially if they got the SOFLAM. You should be, targeting all those air vehicles to go ahead and make sure that we can take them out. That's what the SOFLAM's use is for, and only the recon be having it. So we gonna need that. The spawn beacon is also another useful equipment item that is locked specifically into the recon class. Now this thing is the most important thing to the recon class in my opinion. You can turn the tide to any game mode depending on where you put this thing. It's a tactical equipment. You put it in a corner that's so close to the spawn, you can wipe out the enemy team before they can get to objectives. There's just a whole bunch of combinations you could use with this damn item. You definitely want to be using it and putting that spawn beacon in the best places to give your team an advantage. One of the most effective classes in Battlefield is definitely Engineer. A great engineer can shut the whole damn game down. If that engineer is putting landmines in unpredictable places, tanks don't know what to do. They can't push as easily on objectives, and it just makes the game a lot more easy if you got a great engineer. Obviously, we played the beta. We saw that they was trying to implement to where you can have the engineer with a RPG, and he got a lock on, rocket launcher for the sky. That combination alone makes you a deadly force to be reckoned with. Last but not least, we got the assault role. We call you the door kickers. You are in the front lines when it comes to all this smoke. But you still gotta be smart with assault too. I see too many people running in buildings with assault rifles. With the assault class in Battlefield 6, you can have two primary weapons. So you need to have whatever you want as your first primary weapon, but your secondary need to always be a shotgun. That way you can just go right into close quarters every time you need to go into a building, and you can go ahead and clear that room out. I'm sure I left out a few tips and tricks that you may think is useful. Do me a favor, go down to the comment section and type something out. Let me know what we might be missing that can help us out on the battlefield. I'll see you in the next video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Peace.